Namaste, my dear children. Today, in atmosphere, you are learning about the factors that influence weather and climate. Some of the factors that influence weather and climate are distance from equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of prevailing winds, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean current, and natural vegetation. Some of the important topics are listed below. Listen and catch each and every point in your mind.
The factors affecting climate of India. Many people get confused between the weather and climate. So at first, let's look the basic difference between the weather and climate. Climate refers to the sum total of weather conditions and variations over a large period of time. It should be more than 30 years. Whereas weather refers to the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time. The elements of weather and climate are almost same. These are temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, humidity, and precipitation. Discuss the 6 major factors that control the climate of any place. They are latitude, altitude, pressure and wind system, distance from the sea, ocean currents, and relief features. For India, 4 factors together play major role. These are latitude, altitude, relief, that means the presence of northern mountains, and distance from the sea. First, we are going to discuss the latitude. Due to the curvature of the earth, the amount of solar energy received varies according to latitude. Let's explore latitude with Google Earth. As you know, India is a tropical country. The mainland stretches from 8 degrees 4 minutes north to 37 degrees 6 minutes north. Now, we are also aware of the fact as we go away from the equator towards pole, temperature as well as rainfall decreases. The reason for this phenomenon is the incoming solar radiation. At the equator, the sun rays are the most direct on the earth. But as you move towards pole, the sun's angle on the sky decreases, and as a result, incoming solar intensity also reduces. The total length of India from north to south, it is about 3214 kilometers. This huge latitudinal variation keeps tremendous effect on the climate from warm Kanyakumari to cold Kashmir. So at the end we can say the Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the country from the Rann of Kutch in the west to Mizoram in the east. Almost half of the country lying south of the Tropic of Cancer, that means belongs to the tropical area, and remaining portion, that is north of the tropic, lies in the subtropics. Now, what is subtropical region? The subtropics are geographic and climatic zones located roughly between the tropical zone and temperate zone. Though India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climate, but India is generally said to have the tropical monsoonal climate, which means that temperature here are higher than those in the temperate latitudes. So here you already know that India is a tropical country. Especially the southern part of India lies near the equator and is therefore warm all year around. Now let's move to the various hill stations of southern India like Oti and Kodaikanal. But if you go during summer, you will feel cold. But why is it so? it is closer to the equator. So it should be very warm during summer or throughout the year. Yes. Here you have to remember one thing. Whenever we tell about the parameters which control the climate of a place, we always use the word parameters or factors. That means only one factor or one parameter never control the climate of a place. Together, all parameters control the climate of a place, or sometimes one parameter can act as the active factor where the other parameters act as passive factor. So here please remember, latitude is acting as a passive factor. Please remember, as one goes from the surface of the earth to higher altitudes, the atmosphere becomes less dense and temperature decreases. That's why the hill stations are cooler even during summer. Now, you already know that India has mountains to the north, which have an average height of 6,000 meters. India also has a vast coastal area where the maximum elevation is about 30 meters. The Himalayas prevent the cold winds from the Central Asia from entering the subcontinent. It is because of these mountains that this subcontinent experience comparatively milder winter as compared to the Central Asia. And this big relief also play a major role in determining the precipitation of a place. Like if they are high enough and lie in the path of rain-bearing winds, the windward side of the mountain will get enough or high amount of rainfall, whereas the leeward side of the mountains remains relatively dry. Because of this, the windward side of the Western Ghats receive high amount of rainfall, whereas the Deccan Plateau remains dry because it is situated in the leeward side of the Western Ghats. Here observe another important thing. Because of the presence of Aravalli mountain, Western Rajasthan receives no rain from the Arabian Sea branch. As a result, it turned into desert region. Yes, I am talking about Thar Desert. Here if you observe carefully, you can see Aravallis are parallel to the Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoons. That's why the rain-bearing winds are unable to cross the barrier and it blows parallelly. So we can say the Western Rajasthan lies in the rain shadow region or the leeward side of Aravalli mountain. And this is the reason Thar has turned into desert. The next factor is the distance from the sea. The sea exerts a moderating influence on climate. As the distance from the sea increases, its moderating influence also decreases and the people experience extreme weather conditions. This condition is known as continental climate. That means very hot during summer and very cold during winter. But places nearer the coast such as Mumbai and Chennai have moderate summers and winters. That means summers are not too hot and winters are not too cold.
First, you must know what is weather. Weather means within a short period of time, if there is any changes, it is called as weather. For example, within a day, morning, if it is very hot, in the afternoon, it is little chill, and evening, if we get rain. So, within a day, there are three different situations. This is called as weather. On the other hand, climate, it prolongs for a longer period of time. Now, I am going to teach you 5 important differences between weather and climate. The first one is about partly sunny time. That is, neither it is hot nor it is warm. What happens during weather and climate? So, weather is the study of atmosphere. So, already we have studied about atmosphere. So, here weather is the study of atmospheric condition. So, what that is happening in the atmosphere? It may be for a shorter duration, as I said, within a day, and for the smaller area. What is the meaning for smaller area? For example, for area you can find rain. So when we move towards Coom or Vasudi or Korikal, it is completely dry. So this is said to be the area, smaller area. So weather is the study of atmospheric condition within a short duration and for the smaller area. But climate, it observes for a longer period. Already I have said the example for climate is season. So once in 3 months we have different types of climate. So it observes for a longer period of time as well as for the larger area. For example, if North India is receiving rain, South India experiences a summer season. The alternate happens. This is called as the larger area. So the second difference is about the wind. It changes very often. Very often there is changes in the weather from hour to hour and from day to day. So within 1 hour and the next hour there is change, as well as today and tomorrow there will be change. So this is related to changes very often, that is from hour to hour and day to day. Climate, it is more or less permanent and it is same always. As it is related to season, it is more or less permanent and same always. The third difference about the rain. Different types of weather is there in the day. For example, morning, as I said, it will be hot. The evening you will get rain, which is called a 4 o'clock rain. So evening if you receive rain and morning if it is hot, it is called as different types of weather condition. On the other hand, the climate almost it has the same type of climate for the whole day. Then the fourth difference about the weather and climate is about the chillness. The data is collected every day from within a day from morning to night. The data is collected morning time, afternoon time and evening time. The data is collected about the pressure, temperature, humidity, etc. But in the climate, the data, average data is collected, not the whole day data. Within the 3 months, the average data is collected for the climate. And the last difference is about the stormy. The study of weather is called the meteorology. Study of weather is called meteorology, and a department is there which is called as meteorological department. And there they use to calculate the temperature, pressure, rain, everything, humidity, etc. On the other hand, climate is the study of, when we study about the climate, it is called the climatology. So these are the difference between weather and climate.
Weather and climate are two similar words with very different meanings. As a result, many people end up using them incorrectly. Weather refers to conditions of the atmosphere over a short period of time, from minutes to days, while climate means average weather of a place over a period of many, many years. Weather is what TV presenters forecast, like sunny, cloudy, windy, storm, etc. Here are the key differences. Weather can change within a few minutes or hours, while climate takes hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years to change. In other words, climate lasts all the time, and weather only a few days or even a few minutes. Examples for weather include, they were hoping for good weather today. I got caught up in really bad weather yesterday. Examples for climate include, many parts of Africa have harsh climates. She missed the cool climate of southern Wales.